Hello everyone, it's Chantel from Crochet and welcome to this tutorial on how to crochet a crescent moon. If you would like the PDF version of this pattern, please check out the description for more details. So the materials that you'll need include a 5mm crochet hook, some scissors, a stitch marker, I use a bobby pin, as well as a darning needle. You'll also need super bulky yarn in the color of your choice, as well as some polyfill stuffing. And please pause to read the terminology and abbreviations you will need to know for this video. So to start, we are going to create a magic ring. I personally like to close off my magic rings before working single crochets into them. And then for row 1, we are just going to work 6 single crochets into the magic ring. By the end of the row, you should have a total of 6 stitches. And then getting started on row 2, we are going to do a total of 6 increases around, and by the end of the row you should have a total of 12 stitches. And then for row 3, we are going to do 12 increases around. By the end of the row, you should have a total of 24 stitches. For row 4, we are going to do a single crochet and then an increase for a total of 12 times. And by the end of the row, you should have a total of 36 stitches. And by this point, you should start getting that crescent shape of the moon. So you can see the curved shape. And then getting started on row 5, we are going to do 2 single crochets and then an increase for a total of 12 times. By the end of the row, you should have a total of 48 stitches. And then for row 6, we are going to increase to 60 stitches around, and to do that, we are going to do 3 single crochets and then an increase for a total of 12 times. And then for row 7, we are just going to do 4 single crochets and then an increase for a total of 6 times. By the end of the row, you should have a total of 72 stitches. And then for row 8, we are just going to do 5 single crochets and then an increase for a total of 12 times to have 84 stitches by the end of the row. And this is going to be our last row of increasing. So for this row, we are just going to do 6 single crochets and then an increase for a total of 12 times. And by the end of the row, you should have a total of 96 stitches. And then once you finish row 9, for row 10, all you are going to do is single crochet around, so that's a total of 96 stitches around. And this is what your work should look like. So we are now going to fold our work in half so then it gets that crescent shape. And then you are going to chain 1. And you are going to be working through the immediate stitches on the right and left hand side of that chain. And then you are going to work a single crochet into them. And then keeping your work folded, for row 11, you are going to be doing 48 single crochets on the edge. You are going to be doing that through both sides of the crescent shape, through the front and the back side. We will take a break halfway through doing our 48 single crochets, and then we will start stuffing at that point. We are now going to start stuffing our crescent moon. Just a reminder, if you don't want any lumps in your plushies, to pull apart the polyfill before putting it into the plushie. And then once we've finished partially stuffing the crescent moon, we're just going to continue the process of finishing off our single crochets along the edge and continuing to stuff until we get to the end. And then once you have finished your crescent moon, having finished the 48 single crochets, in the same stitch as the last single crochet that you did, you are just going to slip stitch to fasten off. And then taking your darning needle, you are just going to weave in your ends. And this is what your finished crescent moon should look like. Thank you so much for watching this video, and just a reminder, if you would like the PDF version of this pattern, please check out the description. I have a couple more solar system based patterns released already, so if you haven't already, go check them out. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more content such as this, and I'll see you in the next one.